Have either of you ever been bullied before?
I don't think I ever have from my memory. High school's been a while, but I don't remember ever getting what I would actually consider being bullied. I haven't as an adult.
I'm sure I have at some point, but I can't remember any specific time.
No, I mean,
Especially since high school, yeah, I can't think of any time.
No, I mean, I had some kids that were like mean, but not. I wouldn't call it bullying.
Yeah.
Do you know the warning signs of someone being bullied?
Typically, I mean, sometimes you can tell that they just seem a little down, or someone's or something you just actually see that you can tell someone's doing something to them. You don't know what they're saying or anything, but you can just kind of see the reaction in them. Sometimes they can become quiet because of just either they're depressed or whatever it is that's going on. I mean, yeah, you can usually just tell when a kid is just bothered by something bad like that's happening.
Behavior that's out of the ordinary, especially if you know people, anything that's different is usually some sort of sign that something's wrong.
Yeah, especially if you know the kid. I mean, you can tell when they start acting differently.
How do you think we can prevent bullying within our school?
I think the best way is for kids to actually have to get to know each other and to have empathy. Because if you actually get to know kids, even if you don't have to become friends with everyone, but at least if you know them on some personal level, you're probably going to be a lot less likely to be mean to them.
I think emphasizing a community culture is big. It's kind of like a big family, if you will. Like Bullman said, you don't have to get along with everyone, but you just have to at least be able to live with each other and realize that you don't like being treated a certain way, so you probably shouldn't be doing that to others.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the consequences should be for bullying?
I think the first thing that should happen is some sort of dialogue between admin and the students themselves. I think getting students to talk to each other is a good thing to do. Some sort of peer group would be good. And just having students work out the difficulties themselves, especially at the high school level. These are folks who are a few years away from being adults, and you're not going to have someone above you trying to mediate all of your disputes. So learning to do that yourself, I think would be a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends on the level of what's happening and what's being said, because, I mean, I don't think something super punitive, like really harsh, would necessarily work. And so maybe, like, in addition to that kind of stuff, maybe you have that kid, instead of some kind of, typical stuff, detentions, whatever, maybe you actually have them do some kind of volunteer thing or something to kind of build some empathy.
Do you feel like some kids are more likely to be bullied than others?
I do. Typically kids who are quiet, who maybe don't look like all the other kids, maybe have, just they don't have good social skills, so maybe they're a little awkward. I think that typically becomes a target. And yeah, I mean, they're overweight, there's all sorts. Yeah, they just don't fit in.
I was going to say, most people who aren't in kind of your status quo social norm kind of group, anyone who's on the kind of outside there is, I think, more than likely to be a target.
Yep.
Do you think it's always just students who get bullied? Can adults be bullied as well?
Of course.
Yeah.
I think there are real world examples. Look at any sort of person in a position of power with any of their subordinates. There's always going to be bullying there. You can see it in government. You can see it in all kinds of positions.
Yeah, I mean, not to sound, bad, but I mean, our current president bullies people on Twitter. He does. It's a fact. Yeah, I mean, it's mostly people who are in power over someone. They can, they can just bully someone into doing something. So, but yeah, adults can.
And then what's one thing that you would say to somebody who's getting bullied?
I would tell them that it will not last forever, and even though things might seem really, really, really bad, especially if we're talking about high school is going to end, and being an adult is so much better than being a teenager, and you really, it really will get better, and people don't care about much once you're outside of high school. I mean, they really don't. You can just live your life and not have to worry about what other people think.
I mean, high school is such a continuation from middle school and elementary school, so we're all used to that sort of life. But once high school ends, the game completely changes. And really, anything that you cared about in high school, you're not going to care about it as an adult. I guarantee you.
No.
Sweet.